Good morning. I'm Tom Fisher. I'm the town manager for the town of Frisco. Here to recap the October 14th town council meeting for the town of Frisco. Several different topics that our council covered at their meeting this week. The first has been an ongoing conversation for about the last 2 years where some community members had asked the council to review our standard deed restriction for AMI restricted housing to see if there was some reason to deal with that differently in regards to how properties are valued when they're sold. We've talked, the council has talked about many different topics. This has been a little bit complicated because not all of our council members can participate in this conversation because they're directly financially impacted by the decision, a future decision that could be made. But throughout that 2 years, we've gotten to a point where the staff and our attorney will be drafting something for the community and the council to consider. So over the next few months, that work will be done and we'll be back out to the community to talk about that. Another exciting development that's happening is that Frisco has been chosen as one of 2 communities directed by the state legislature to participate in what's called a thermal energy network pilot program. And what that is a fancy title for is a utility scale geothermal system that could retrofit some of our buildings in Frisco, both residential, commercial, public, on a geothermal network and replace natural gas as a heating source to being a geothermal system. We're very much at the beginning of this process. There would be a lot of community outreach on this from Excel. There would be a lot of interaction between Excel, property owners, and the Public Utility Commission before anything was engineered or implemented. But more to come on that. It certainly is something that follows the council and the community's climate action goals. In fact, it would start to advance it very quickly in regards to building, heating, and cooling. And so we're pretty excited about that. So moving on to the regular business portion of the agenda, the council took their first actions at this meeting to approve the 2026 budget. That's important, obviously, to the community and the town staff so that the government is funded in the next year. One of the highlights of that is that we have a couple of grant programs that we have been doing annually, small community grants under $5,000 and larger impact grants, as well as some in-kind grants around a lot of our rec programs. In total, the community will the greater community in Summit County will receive somewhere in the neighborhood of $210,000 in cash or in-kind grants that will go to many priorities of the community and Frisco. So we're excited about that. In total, in our budgets, both in cash and in-kind and other types of services that we work with nonprofits on, there's about $1.3 million of our budget that goes to nonprofits. The nonprofit community is very integral to many of the things that are important to the town, both strategically and operationally, and we interact with them consistently on providing services out to the community. Overall, the 2026 budget was approved by the council at their first reading. There will be a second reading at their next meeting of those same pieces of information with perhaps some minor tweaks if something comes up between now and that next meeting. In total, the town will be receiving about $67 million in revenue in 2026, and then we're budgeted to expend about $53 million between all of our operations and capital projects for 2026. One of the big things within that budget that we're very excited about bringing forward to the community, it's probably more exciting for government folks and service providers than it is for anybody else, but we will be expending about $10.5 million on putting in a treatment system for well number 7, which is out at the Peninsula Recreation Area. It was identified as having PFAS contamination, a small amount of PFAS contamination a few years ago, above the EPA thresholds, but still something that we've taken that well offline from our regular water system, so it's not contributing. But we've received, the town of Frisco has received an $8.2 million forgivable loan from the state to assist with paying for that project. And so over the next year, we will be constructing that filtration system and the building that will go around it, and then putting that system into place so that well 7 can come back online and produce water for the town's water system. We're very excited about bringing that to the community and getting that project done. That's the extent of what we covered at this week's meeting. As always, the public is encouraged and welcome to provide comment to the council at 7 p.m. on the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays of the month. You can do that in council chambers or online on Zoom. We do take electronic public comments. You can always email the council at council@townoffrisco.com. And all of the information about everything that we do, including meeting agendas, and all the supporting material for meeting agendas is available at friscogov.com.